Here is your WeatherCast America Quickcast for May 22nd, 2025. In this forecast, we're going to break down the Memorial Day weekend and look at a change in the weather pattern that puts an end to the severe weather outbreak sequence that we've been dealing with since the middle of last week, but ushers in a pattern of cooler weather, especially for the Great Lakes and the East. So let's get into it. First, here's a look at the Storm Prediction Center's severe outlook for Thursday, May 22nd. The Storm Prediction Center issued a slight risk, level 2 out of 5, for parts of the Red River Valley. This morning, we are watching clusters of storms producing some large hail over central and southern portions of Oklahoma, and the SPC has a severe thunderstorm watch for that region. But we'll watch for redevelopment later this afternoon, and that will bring another round of storms across the region. In that latest update, the Storm Prediction Center added an enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5 for severe weather, for portions of North Texas and Southwest Oklahoma. Although the primary threats are damaging winds and large hail, a tornado or two is not out of the question. The SPC highlights a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5, for an area in the high plains, as well as an area into central and south Florida. For the most part, over the next few days, we'll be dealing with similar risk areas. It is May, and there's a lot of warm air to the south, and with cooler air over the Great Lakes and East Coast, disturbances along that trough will kick off rounds of storms in that battleground between those air masses. That'll create localized areas of severe weather potential, but I don't see any large-scale, widespread severe weather outbreaks over Memorial Day weekend. Here's a look at the HRRR model, showing that redevelopment later this afternoon in Texas and Oklahoma, with those storms riding to the east along the Red River. This model also hints at some isolated activity across the Ozarks, so we'll have to watch that this afternoon as well. We can also see that broad upper-level low with the cooler weather and the showers across the Great Lakes in the northeast. And we see that deepening low off New England's coast, bringing a very rare May nor'easter across New England, especially from Long Island, Boston, up through Maine. Moderate to heavy rain along those coastal areas, some coastal erosion and flooding is possible, and gusty winds, even into the 40 to 50 miles per hour range near the shore, is possible with that nor'easter. We may even see some snow in the highest elevations in New England, and luckily this isn't January or February, or we'd be talking about a significant accumulating snow along the I-95 corridor from Connecticut up through Boston and into Maine. With the NAM 3K, we can go out a little further into the Memorial Day holiday weekend. The NAM continues to show rounds of storms in the plains, maybe another strong convective system working across the Ozarks early on Saturday, and that would bring a damaging wind potential if that develops. To the north, with that more stable air, we see cool showers will persist from the plains across into the Ohio Valley. We can also see those showers sticking around the northeast into the weekend. Not an all-day rain, but you will have rounds of showers across the northeast. A little further out, using the GFS, we can see that model indicating a general messy weather pattern for the plains, stretching into the mid-south with disturbances riding along that trough and kicking off rounds of storms. Generally, this northwest flow isn't conducive for tornado activity, but some storms will mess up those holiday plans. Some isolated severe storms will linger across those regions, primarily with damaging wind and hail threats, although a tornado or two isn't out of the question. It appears storm chances will be lower along the immediate Gulf Coast for those with the Memorial Day weekend beach plans. And based on the GFS, it appears this pattern will continue through Memorial Day into next week, and possibly all the way into early June. Once we get into early June, there's some signs of the next pattern change. Timing could adjust since we're looking a little further out, but right now it's showing sometime in that first full week of June. That would bring a big warm-up to the east and central US and deeper troughing back into the west. That could also set up a new round of severe weather as that system ejects over the plains, but we have a lot of time to dial in that forecast. The outlook by the National Weather Service's Climate Prediction Center highlights above normal precipitation from Texas across the Gulf Coast states and up into the eastern seaboard, with drier conditions across the upper Midwest. And for temperatures, the Climate Prediction Center outlook shows those cooler, below average temperatures expected across the east, with the exception of Florida, and warmer temperatures across the west. So with your Memorial Day holiday weekend, here's your WeatherCast America boat, beach, and barbecue grades for Memorial Day 2025. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Click that bell icon to get notifications when we post new forecast videos or when we go live for severe weather coverage. Have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend.